Alana Banks, I want to tell you something interesting that a coach once told me. Are you ready?
Yep. Lay
He
it on
told me
me.
he told me this. He said, "Don't listen to what your clients say. What they really want is money." Now, he was a business coach, right? And he knew that my clients are entrepreneurs. This is not a
Mm,
universal rule. But he was saying, Ryan, when you design products or trainings or content, remember that what entrepreneurs want, even though they rarely admit it, is sales and money. And so, teaching them a skill won't be as immediately valuable to them as teaching them a skill that will directly bring them revenue. Is this making sense? What I'm saying?
totally. Yeah, yeah, totally.
And in that vein, the topic of today's episode is 15 things that you could do today on social media, coaches and hypnotists, to make potentially, no guarantees in life, but to potentially make a sale today. What is something you could do this morning and potentially see a sale this morning or this afternoon or this evening? And newsflash, spoiler alert, several of the things on this list I have done and seen sales the same day. They have
Mhm.
worked. They are proven for me. And all of the things on this list, other people have done, and it's worked for them. So if you are like most entrepreneurs, Mr. or Mrs. Listener, and you like money and you like making sales, today's a great episode to listen to.
Yeah, I love that. And, on the flip side of that too, it's just like if you're listening and your target audience is not an entrepreneur, meaning their goal isn't ultimately to make money, chances are their goal is to have more love in their life, better relationships, have a healthier lifestyle, right? Or make more money, right? So if you're like, but I don't work with entrepreneurs, I don't work with people who just want to make money, those are the other things that they're probably looking for. So what could you sell today that is going to give them that?
Yeah, well, it won't for the coaches that are listening and the hypnotists and the entrepreneurs that are listening, like these are applicable for anything that you're selling, right?
Exactly.
Any
Yeah.
coaching service or any personal service that you're selling.
Yeah. I just wanted
Yeah.
to add that in because, some people might be like, but I don't work with entrepreneurs, but that's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Just because I work with entrepreneurs doesn't mean our listeners do. Most of them don't, right? Most of
Yeah.
the listeners are not going to be business coaches or coaches.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, let's get into the list. Number one.
Yeah. Number one, flash sale. Announce a limited time offer on your social media. This could just be something like you just make a discount code for like a specific day. It's a flash sale. It's happening today on whatever it is you sell, your coaching package, or maybe you make something up. This is, I think, a good opportunity where you could just like make something up where it's like a flash sale, like 1 day offer of X, whatever that might be.
Yeah. So there's two ways to do a flash sale. And yeah, it's got to be very clear. Like, here's this offer. It's good until this time, and then it's gone. And it could either be a significant discount on something that you usually offer, or it could be a limited availability of something that you do not usually offer. And that's a
Mm-hmm.
flash sale. This
Yeah.
works because it creates urgency, right? People know I either buy it right now, or I'm gonna pay triple next week or tomorrow, or it's not gonna be available
Yeah.
to me,
Yeah.
right?
What's number
Okay,
two?
number next is an influencer promotion. This is where we collaborate with an influencer who can make a post or a story about our product or service and drive sales. So the easiest way to do this on social media is to go live with one of your friends and do audience sharing, where their audience sees your live, your audience sees the live, and you both talk about the products or services that you offer. And again, like offer a promotion that's a valid just in that moment or just in the few hours after that live, so that people in that other person's audience think, oh, I should go and invest in this person's thing or book the discovery call or whatever, right?
Yeah.
this is when you hear influencer, don't necessarily think like a stranger that has a million followers. You
Yeah.
probably can't cultivate a relationship and plan a promotion with them in one day, but your friends who have similar size audience to you, that could be the influencer in this one.
Yeah. What also comes to mind for this one for me is you could create like a influencer promotion where maybe you're offering something together.
Yeah.
You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
So like you're
Yeah.
joining forces with another coach. So like whatever that might look like for you, but it's just sort of like you get two for the price of one or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Like I could collaborate with Jimmy's oil changes down the street. And I could say, look, if you sign up for my social media, Simple Social Sanctuary, you have 50% off an oil change at Jimmy's down the road. And Jimmy could say,
Yeah,
hey, anybody who gets an oil change today, you get 6 months of social media training at Ryan's Simple Social Sanctuary. I should call Jimmy.
you should.
I made it up. I made him
I
up.
think
There's no,
people would be like really into that.
yeah, oil changes and social media training. Number next is 3 sponsored ads. You could create a targeted ad for your most popular or unique products or services and run it on platforms like Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn. This will work, actually. This will work if you run the ads to a warm audience. If you have an existing audience list of people who know you, like you, and trust you, and you run ads for a short period of time, for an 8-hour period or a 12-hour period, and advertise a very specific offer, there's a very good chance you will make sales from doing that. If you don't have a warm audience to run the ads to, this might work. You might be able to run ads and make sales in one day, but it's unlikely.
Yeah, it requires a little bit more strategic thinking
Yeah, that one's a
and
little
time.
bit. Yeah, that one, it's not that it's advanced. It's just that basically where your audience is at will be the biggest, in my opinion, the biggest determiner if that one will work for you.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who are listening to this probably who have been building trust on social media for years. And if they ran a quick ad to the people who already know, like, and trust them, they probably would make sales, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Number next, Alana Banks. What is it?
Live video. So host a live and talk about whatever you have to offer. I would say just stick to one thing. Like don't go through your whole product suite, but just be like, I have this one class that I'm running or, one service that I'm offering today. And in that live, you can demonstrate the value that you're giving, or maybe like, I'm just thinking for me, I could do like a mini palm reading or something like that and show like different markings on my hands in a live and talk about what that whole process might look like. And then I'm going to offer it for like a discounted rate just for today after this live. So, that's a good way.
Yeah. Yeah. Live video, great way to sell and make sales quickly. The key there is to go live, teach something really valuable.
Yeah.
Teach something really valuable. And then when you're done teaching, make an offer. If this information was really valuable to you, then you're going to love this other program that I offer, where I teach this and this and this, right? And just make that offer during your live video. That's a good way to do it. And again, for a lot of people who have been building trust and authority on social media for some amount of time, you might be shocked how many sales you're able to close by doing something like that.
Yeah. It's
cool.
True.
All right. Number 5 is leverage a customer testimonial. Leverage a customer testimonial. Customer testimonial or a client testimonial is one of the greatest ways to turn followers into clients. So post a compelling testimonial that you've gotten from somebody else, and then make the offer in that post to say, hey, if you want the service that this person is raving about in this testimonial, shoot me a message right now.
Yeah.
And have a conversation and offer that product or service.
Yeah. And often I think this is part of someone's buying strategy. Like I know it is for me too. It's just like sometimes I want to buy something, but it's not until I see a positive review or a customer testimonial or someone raving about the service that I'll be like, okay, now I'm going to buy. right? So this might be the thing that people need to hear in order to make the purchase too. So that's why this is super effective.
Yeah. Agreed. Agreed.
Um,
It's effective for so many reasons, and that's one of the biggest ones that you just
yeah,
mentioned.
yeah.
Okay. Number next. What is it?
Contests or giveaways. Love this one. Host a contest or giveaway where the requirement for entry is making a purchase. Ooh,
Yeah.
sneaky. I like it. I
Yeah, you could do
like
this
it.
one. With this one, you got to be really cognizant of your local laws and regulations. You don't want to accidentally start a lottery where, and I'm not joking, you don't want to accidentally start a lottery or do what could be perceived as paid gambling.
Mhm.
So you got to make sure this is okay, you know. But
Well, I mean,
yeah,
you don't have to necessarily make it that the entry is making a purchase either, right? Like
exactly.
you could
Yeah,
run a giveaway.
run a
Um,
giveaway or a contest, right?
yeah, to just promote yourself, raise awareness.
Yeah.
Um, you know.
Yeah. Here's the thing. You could do a giveaway and give away a piece of value like a lead magnet or mini training, or if you're a hypnotist, you could give away a hypnosis recording. And for everybody that opts in to receive it, you can just say, hey, by the way, I also offer this other thing.
Yeah.
And it's a paid service. And, you know, basically the law of statistics will tell us that X number of people will, you know, enjoy the free thing and also invest in the paid thing. Right.
True. Yeah, totally.
So yeah, lots of different ways to approach that one. They can be highly effective. Number 7 is to create a bundle offer. People love bundles, right? So this one's kind of, you know, we probably attach this to the flash sale, but you could have like a flash bundle offer where it's like today only, if you invest in this thing, you'll also get this and this. And
Yeah.
the second and third thing could be, you know, stuff that you usually offer, or it could be like a one-time thing that you're only offering as a bonus for people who invest that day.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you have some like recorded content or recorded course or something, it could be like, you know, for my one-on-one coaching, I'm going to throw in these recorded courses or something like that as like an added bonus.
Yeah, really good. Number 8 is free shipping or discounts. I mean, that one's pretty self-explanatory. If especially if you have a physical product, if you run a thing where it's like, okay, for today until midnight, all orders are going to receive free shipping.
Yeah, that's huge.
That could be a way to drive sales. Yeah, Atlanta Banks used to run a physical product.
Yeah, whenever I did free shipping, I was like slammed. An
Yeah.
easy 2K, easy 2K.
Wow. Easy 2K. How about that?
Yeah.
Really not bad. Not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even discounts, like doing like a BOGO or something like that too, like a buy one, get one is
Yeah.
always really, really good if you have a physical product.
Yeah. Or if you have a book, right? A lot of coaches just have a book,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Everybody, I think most people quietly resent paying shipping. Like,
Oh, 100%.
don't even think about it, but because we're all just used to it now. But it's like when somebody's like, all shipping is free, right? And this is one of the reasons I think Amazon is so successful, is because like they
100%.
take away that unconscious frustration of shipping, right? Anyways, yeah, free shipping, good way to make sales. A limited stock announcement is number 9. This is relying on the principle of scarcity
Mm-hmm.
rather than the principle of urgency. A limited stock announcement, or you could say, you know, I only have 1 spot remaining in my coaching program for the next 3 months.
Yeah.
That's a limited stock announcement or limited placement announcement. That could be the thing to get people in the door that day, creating scarcity.
Yeah, totally. Promote a loyalty program. So if you
Promote a loyalty program.
yeah, if you have a loyalty or rewards program, make sure to promote it. The promise of future rewards may encourage purchases today. So this is an interesting one. I don't think this is something I've really seen in like the coaching space where you know, like this just makes me think of like the local coffee shop where you go in, you get the card, and every time you buy a coffee, you get a stamp, and then, you know, your 10th coffee is free. That's cool. This could maybe work for like hypnosis or something like that, right? Where if you're not offering sort of a package, but you're just offering one-off hypnosis sessions, maybe this is an incentive to get people to come back more often, right?
Yeah.
So every 5 hypnosis sessions, you get a discount or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's an interesting one for people to consider. Yeah,
Yeah.
and you don't see it a lot in coaching, but it's
No.
totally doable. Number 11 is using user-generated content. This can be a really good way to drive sales. This is where you post content that was created by your followers or your clients, right?
Yeah.
It could be a video testimonial, or it could be anything. A lot of people sometimes will create, like we have our merchandise, the No Excuses Coaching Podcast merchandise, the mugs, and we've had people buy those mugs and send us photos of them holding the mug and enjoying the mug. And posting that hypothetically could be a way to drive more people to buy more mugs because they see other people using them. It activates the law of social proof, right? People want to do what they see other people doing, right?
Yeah.
So if you can show content that shows other people enjoying your product or service, that can create sales.
Yeah. Or even like, if you're doing a live Zoom group session or something like that, ask people while you're on the Zoom, oh, by the way, take a photo right now and put it up on social media and tag it with me and I'll share it, right? That could also go into the whole giveaway idea, right? With your current clients, I'm thinking.
Yeah. Yeah. True. Good. Like it. Yeah, you can combine that with the giveaway.
Yeah.
Cool. Number 12 is collaborate with other businesses. Very similar to what we were talking about earlier with the audience sharing. Pretty much. I mean, in the context of coaching, that's going to be the same.
Well, this is a little different. And this I've done with other coaches before, where a coach, for when I first started actually in hypnosis, I collaborated with a coach and she baked my service of one hypnosis session into her package. So all of her clients received one hypnosis session with me as part of her program. And so I would just invoice the coach every time one of her clients would book with me. And it's a great way to introduce hypnosis to other coaches and other people. And then it's a great way because those people may come back to you, right?
Yeah.
At some point. Yeah, I really like that one. I think it's cool. And I do that, like I always offer that to other coaches, and let them know that I'm available for that because some people aren't available for that. So
yeah,
something to think about.
Yep, that actually is something really to think about. Good option for a lot of people. Okay, number 13. You actually mentioned earlier is have a buy one get one offer.
Yeah.
Right. Really good to do this with if you have a workshop that you're doing or a webinar or a sort of like, it's still a paid event, but it's a higher on the funnel event, something that's going to lead to bigger investments. Like if I was running a $97 workshop, for example, and I knew at the end of that workshop, I'm going to sell a $1,000 or a $3,000 training or coaching, the more people I have in that workshop, the more potential I have for making sales, right? So if everybody who buys the $97 ticket, I say, hey, I'm going to give you a gift of one more ticket. You can invite one of your friends for free. You bought one, you got one. That's win-win because then they look good to their friend. They get to gift their friend something. Their friend gets a free training. And now I have more people in my workshop to share value with and then make an offer of my more expensive training or coaching too. Right.
Yeah.
That's how I think of the BOGO, utilizing
I like it. Yeah.
BOGO, the buy one, get one, where it's a win-win for everybody. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Number 14.
Social media stories. Yeah. So use social media stories to promote your products. So we talk about all that all the time. It's basically just use social media to promote yourself every day and make sure to have a call to action in your stories. I find the best place to do the selling is more in your stories because those are sort of like, I think of the people who watch my stories as more VIP. Like they're the people who are invested in what I'm doing. They're watching probably every day or, most days. Whereas the feed posts are more for like lead generation. introducing yourself to people. You can have like a soft call to action in those posts, I think, but like you can do hard call to actions in your stories.
Yeah,
That's
for
my
sure.
opinion, obviously,
For
but
sure. I fully agree. I think on Instagram or Facebook, the number one place to make offers for paid services is in the stories.
yeah,
That's where it's most acceptable. That's where it's most, likely to be appreciated. And yeah, using your stories to sell is a great idea. Again, you don't want to hammer the audience with just
no,
tons of offers and sales, but mentioning what you're offering in your stories. That's one of those things where I've made lots and lots of sales. Is just from mentioning my offers in the Instagram stories and Facebook stories. For
yeah,
sure, use
yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
All right,
And
well,
the
we have
last one
15
on
already.
the
Last one.
well, yeah, time flies when you're
Mm.
talking bucks, making bucks. Number 15 is post engaging content. How about that? Post really engaging content, high value content. This is something we want to be doing as often as possible on both the short term and the long term. This is what leads to the conversations that lead to sales,
Yeah.
Um, let's not forget that, right? There's two things that we need to be doing on social media. I was talking about this yesterday with the Simple Social Sanctuary group. We need to be posting good quality content on social media, and we need to be having good quality conversations on social media. And when we do
Yeah.
both of those, we make sales, period.
Yeah, it's true.
And when we neglect one or the other, social media tends to not lead to sales for us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Boom.
Awesome. Love
So
it.
yeah, so number 16 on this list, actually, conversations. Have
Yeah, have
conversations.
conversations. And something that just kind of popped in for me is don't don't self-sabotage. And what I mean by that is, you put all this effort, right, to get the conversation started. And then I think what happens with some people is they drop the ball on the conversation, right? Like they don't get back to people quickly. They don't, put effort into responding in a way that is like very genuine, right? So follow through, I think, is the message here. It's just like you I'm bringing this up because I do this sometimes where I create this momentum and then I drop the ball on following through with the conversation. So don't do that. And this is a sneaky blind spot that's in your subconscious, and you're doing this subconsciously. You're not doing it intentionally. It just happens, but be aware of it, and be aware where you're dropping the ball in like this process, because it's
Yeah.
happening. 100% it's happening.
Yeah. I mean, the metaphor there is the leaky roof metaphor.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm sitting at home and it's Saturday morning and I'm watching the Jetsons, and all of a sudden water is dripping onto my head because my roof has started leaking. Okay. I'm going to go and put a bucket under the dripping water, and then I'm going to pull out my phone and I'm going to send a text message to the top 5 roof repair people in my neighborhood and say, here's what's happening. How much do you charge? And how soon can you be here? And guess who's probably going to get my business?
The
The
first
ones
person.
that answer, the message,
Yeah.
right? I guarantee you, if I do that, 3 will take longer than 30 minutes to answer, and they'll have lost the opportunity for the business. 2 will answer. I'll probably go with the one who, I'll look at the quick glance at the reviews and go with the one I like better. Right?
Exactly.
Don't be that coach where your hypothetical client is like, hey, my roof is leaking, and 3 days later you're like, yeah, let me tell you about my back, because they've already hired somebody
They've
else.
moved on. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is where, the cliche saying, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. Whoever's hungriest, right, is going to be the winner in the end. So don't sabotage yourself.
Yeah. And likewise, if I send, a message to 2 roofers and I say, hey, here's what's happening. Here's where I live. How soon can you be here? Or can you help me? And one of them replies, yes, I can help you. And the other one replies, hey, Ryan, thanks for messaging me. I know your neighborhood. I actually just looked up your house on the map. We were just doing some work down the street earlier. That builder, yeah, we know that there's chronic roof issues, and we have all the parts to fix it. We can be there later today. Who's
Yeah.
going to get the business? Who's
Mhm.
going to get the business? The person who took a little bit of time to send a thoughtful reply
Yeah.
rather than just yeah,
A canned response.
yeah. So who you have, if it's not you answering inquiries, who you have answering your inquiries is really important.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I've said this in other episodes, but you should be the one. Like, you should really not be outsourcing your social media content, in my opinion. Like, outsource everything else in your life.
Yeah.
But when it comes to communicating one to one with potential clients, customers, whatever, that should be you.
Yeah. Cool. Love it. Okay.
All right.
That's enough. That's enough for today.
That's enough.
Yeah.
What have you got going on?
Simple social sanctuary for hypnotists. Come learn how to do social media with Ryan Montes. It's good for coaches too. And it's ryanmontes.com/simple social. Price is going up soon, so make sure you get in there, lock in the lower introductory price. It's very cheap.
Very cheap.
Or I should say very inexpensive and accessible. And yeah, that's what I got going on. I did have another program that I opened up for enrollment yesterday, but it's already sold out. So I'm not even going to talk about it.
Nice.
So
Well,
yeah.
because you effectively use one of these 15 strategies, clearly.
Yeah, I did. If you can guess which one I used, send me a text message. And if you can't guess, just send me a text message and say hi. I would love to hear from all of you. Please message me and let's chat.
Yes.
Cool. And what do you have going on, Elena Banks?
I'm taking off for the summer shortly, and I'm reading palms.
For those of you that are watching the video, which is no one because we don't put the videos up, but for those of you that are watching the video, I'm pointing at my palm.
What I'm offering right now, and what I'd love for you listeners to start thinking about, is individual palm readings. 100%. I can do them on Zoom. But if you are in the GTA, the Greater Toronto area, and you're planning parties for end of summer or the fall, Halloween, I'm available to do palm reading for parties. And I've already got a bunch booked this summer. So if you're listening to this and you're like, oh, I'd love to have a palm reader at my upcoming bachelorette weekend or something like that, let me know. Send me a message and book me in.
Yeah.
I'm available.
Do it. She's available for that.
Yeah, I'm so available for that.
So available for that. Okay. That's it.
All right.
Instagram, follow us, messages, website, whatever.
Bye, Mug. Bye.
Bye, Mug. Bye.